Hello all, my name is Tejasri. I am here to tell you about my project which I have done under SmartBridge platform. And the project name is about predicting life expectancy using machine learning. In order to build my project, I need to have IBM Cloud services. There are plenty of services provided by IBM Cloud. The services which I have used to build my project are Node-RED, Watson Studio, Watson Machine Learning. And the purpose of Node-RED is used to build a web page in order to use our model. And the purpose of Watson Studio is used to create and manage our project. And the use of Watson machine learning is used to run the machine learning model. Let me show you my dashboard. This is how my dashboard looks. This is my internship title, Predicting Life Expectancy Using Machine Learning. First, let me show you my output. This is how my user interface looks. I have taken different attributes from my dataset. First, like year, BMI, adult mortality, infant deaths. First, I need to give input to these values, and after giving input to these datasets, I need to click on the submit button. After clicking on the submit button, it displays the prediction value. In order to build this project, I need to have IBM Cloud. This is how my IBM Cloud looks. I have already logged into my IBM Cloud. I need to use my services. The first service I need to use is Watson. So this is simple to create. Just go to the catalog and search Watson Studio. After searching the Watson Studio, this is how it looks. And after going into this Watson Studio, click on this create button. It automatically creates Watson Studio. I have already created my instances, my services. So go to the resource list. Here you can see Watson Studio. Just click on this Watson Studio. It automatically goes to this. So now click on the Get Started button. After clicking on the Get Started button, you can see this page. This is how a Watson Studio looks. First, we need to create our project in our Watson Studio. First, if you are creating a new project, then click on the create a project. I have already created my project, and the project name is about predicting life expectancy 594. So click on this project. After clicking on this project, it goes to this page. Here, in this project, we can add our data sets, we can include our code. Now go to the settings. After going to the settings, now we need to add another service. Here I'm adding one more service, that is Watson machine learning. After going to the Watson, go to this machine learning and add the services. I have already added my services. That is Watson machine learning. And after adding machine learning service, now go to the access token and click on the new token. And you can give any name to your token. And after giving your name, go to the select and click on the viewer. After that, you can go to the creating a new token. And after creating these services and token, go to the assets. Here, we need to include our datasets. I have downloaded these datasets from Kaggle into my local computer, and from my local computer, I have just for adding into this project, first go to the browse, or you can drag and drop to your page. And after adding these assets, go to the add to project and click on the notebook. And now we need to add our code. I have already added my code. So this is my code. So click on this kernel. After clicking, you can go to your code. This is my code. I have used regression model in order to predict my life expectancy using machine learning. First, I have imported all my packages. In second, I have loaded the life expectancy dataset. Next, I have described the dataset values. Next step is I have checked for data pre-processing. So in data pre-processing, I have checked whether the null values are present or not. Here I have detected the null values. So I have used this function in order to detect my null values. After detecting my null values, I have used interpolate function for removing those null values. And I have to verify whether the null values are present or not. So I have used again this verification function. So now we can see there are no null values. And next, after creating null values, after removing the null values, we need to remove the outliers. The next step is we need to remove the outliers. In order to remove outliers, I have used subplot for plotting the box plots. This is how you can see outliers. And after removing the outliers, after detecting the outliers, I have used this function in order to display my outliers and to each column of each column and their percentages. So you can see number of outliers and the percentage. After detecting the outliers, our next step is to remove outliers. In order to remove outliers, I have used a technique called vinsorization. By using vinsorization, we can remove the outliers. So I have used vinsorization for each column. For here actually my 18 column contains an outliers. So for 18 columns, I have applied vinsorization technique. So for 18 columns, I have applied vinsorization and I have removed my outliers. And after removing these outliers, we need to check still whether there are outliers or not. So I have verified by using uh, vinsorization. Next, I have used box plots to detect the outliers, and I have described the data, and I have appended my vinsorization to my data frames, and I have plotted bar graphs. These all are bar graphs and scatter graphs, and I have generated heat map, that is correlation analysis, that is correlation between my columns. And after generating heat map, I have generated scatter graphs, and after generating a scatter graphs, I have used a data frame and I have created a new life data, and these are my column names. And after creating this new life data, I have described the data set values. And after creating the new life data, I have renamed to make my column simple, I have renamed those vincerized column names into an simple names. And I have used dumpy in order to display numerical values for status. And I have appended my dumpy values to an data, new life data. After appending, I have dropped status and developed columns, and I have displayed final data columns. Now I have split it into an inputs and outputs. Here I have 20 columns I have selected as an input, and one column, that is life expectancy, I have selected as an output. And after selecting as input and output, I have split it for training and testing data. Here I have used linear regression in order to build my project. And the accuracy by using linear regression is, I have got here is 87%. And we have used matrices for finding R2 score, mean squared errors. And after this, you need to add these lines to your code. And the scoring endpoint is an integrate for to create a relation between a node-RED flow to integrate our node-RED. This is of my code. Next, you need to include WML services, WML services credentials. First, we need to go to IBM Cloud. Here we need to search. Now we need to create Node-RED instances. So here you need to search Node-RED. Node-RED app, and by selecting the regions, here you can go to get started. I have already created these services. So have already created these services. In order to generate a flow, click on this Node-RED, and you will get an URL, and click on this URL, and you will go to the flow, go to your Node-RED flow editor. After clicking on this button, you will get this flow. First node is of form. Just click on this form and click on this cancel button. And this is my flow. In this form, I have included my attributes, input attributes. This is a form. And in next pre-token, this is a function node. I have set those values to a global, and I have used API key. This API key is found, go to the services, and here you can see service credentials. Just click on this machine learning. After clicking this, you will get this page. Go to the service credentials, and here you can find your API key and copy and paste here your API key. Next node is about HTTP request. And here in HTTP request, we use post method, and here we return a post JSON object. And next is about send to endpoint. Here we need to copy. In the same way, we should go to the service credentials, and we need to copy this instance ID. And these are our column names, which we have shown in the output, which we have seen in the output. And this is another HTTP request. And this is another HTTP request. And here we use post method, and here also it returns a JSON object, and this is scoring endpoint URL. And here actually we have generated in our code, this is scoring endpoint. So copy and paste here. And these get from endpoint. Next node is of get from endpoint, and here is where we return our input for predicting the values, predicting the life expectancy. And these are debugs, and this is text node. In this text node, we label our data. After creating a flow, click on the deploy and go to this dashboard, and in the dashboard, click on the link, and you will get this page and fill all the values of each attribute and click on the submit button. You'll get the prediction value. This is all about my project. Thank you.